everyone. Here we are discussing about the sagittal section of brain shown in the ncert textbook of biology. First of all, what do you mean by sagittal section? Sagittal section means assume that it is the human body when a plane passes between the body. This is known as sagittal plane. So when we cut brain through the sagittal plane, we get a diagram like this. Now what are the structures shown here in this diagram? First of all, we will discuss about the cerebrum. Here is the cerebrum. This whole part is the cerebrum. It is consist of two cerebral hemispheres, that is left and right. Cerebrum forms the major part of the brain. Here you can see that some sulcus, that these are the sulcus, are present in the cerebral hemisphere, and these part are the gyri. What are the function of these? That they increase the surface area so that more of the neurons can accommodate, like the villi in the intestine. Now what are the marked red structures? This red structure is known as the motor cortex, while this blue structure is known as the sensory cortex area of brain. Now we will discuss about the corpus callosum. This is the corpus callosum. What this do? It is made up of myelinated nerve fibers. Its main function is to connect both the cerebral hemispheres with each other. So this impulse can transmit from one cerebral hemisphere to another cerebral hemisphere. Next structure is thalamus. This one is the thalamus. Thalamus is the part of the diencephalon. This one is the thalamus. Thalamus is the part of the diencephalon. Its major function is that it acts as the relay center. Relay center means that when an impulse comes from any extremities or upper limb, lower limb to the brain, then it must relay or synapse in the thalamus, then goes to the other part of the brain. Similarly, when a motor impulse comes from the brain and goes to any other part of the brain or body, then it should pass through the thalamus. That's why it is known as the relay center of the brain. Next structure is the hypothalamus. This is also the part of the diencephalon. Hypo means below. Thalamus means it present below the thalamus. Now what is its function? Hypothalamus has its own endocrine function. It also contains thirst center, hunger center, temperature regulation. So it maintains the homeostasis of the body. Next structure we discuss is the midbrain. Here is the midbrain. What does it made up of? Midbrain consists of four spherical structure known as corpora quadrigemina. That it is like that. These are the four spherical structure, corpora quadrigemina. Between these spherical structure, a canal known as cerebral aqueduct passes. This cerebral aqueduct contains CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid. Next structure is pons. Here is the pons. Pons means bridge. What it does? It forms the connection between the different parts of the brain. Next structure is cerebellum. Here is the cerebellum. You can see here. This one is the cerebellum. What does it do? It controls the voluntary movements of our body. It also helps in controlling the posture of the body. Next structure is medulla. This one is the medulla. It is also known as medulla oblongata. Everyone knows that medulla contains all the vital centers, that is respiratory center, cardiovascular center, vomiting center. Whenever someone's medulla whenever there is an injury in someone's medulla, respiratory center loses its function and the person dies due to apnea. apnea means loss of respiration or loss of breathing. Next structure is spinal cord. This is the spinal cord. It is the extension of medulla oblongata. Spinal cord is the part of central nervous system and it controls the voluntary movements of our body. Now, some terms which are shown in the diagram are forebrain. Forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Midbrain we discuss, hindbrain made up of pons, cerebellum and medulla. And these midbrain and hindbrain forms the brainstem. Brainstem means these structure present in a single line, stem-like structure in a single line. That's why these are known as brainstem. Now we read. Let's see. This figure shows the sagittal section of brain. Structure shown are following. Number 1 is cerebrum. It consists of two cerebral hemispheres, left and right. It forms the major part of brain. It has sulci, that is grooves, and gyri, which increases the surface area like villi in intestine. The marked red structure is motor cortex, while blue structure is sensory cortex of brain. Corpus callosum consists of white matter, means myelinated neuron axons. This forms the connection between both cerebral hemispheres. Number 3, thalamus. This is the part of diencephalon. It is the major relay center of both sensory and motor tracts. Tracts mean connection. Hypothalamus. This is also the part of diencephalon. It is present below thalamus, that's why known as hypothalamus. It contains thirst center, hunger center and also have endocrine role. Midbrain. It consists of 4 cervical structure known as corpora quadrigemina. Between them, a cerebral aqueduct passes which contains cerebrospinal fluid. Pons. It means bridge. The nerve fibers form the connection between different parts of brain. It also contains pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic center we will study in the respiratory system. Cerebellum. It controls the voluntary movements of body balance and posture. Medulla. It is also known as medulla oblongata. It contains center for respiration, cardiac control and vomiting center, etc. Spinal cord. It is the extension of medulla into vertebral canal outside the cranium. Cranium means skull. It is the part of CNS. Now, forebrain made up of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Midbrain made up of corpora quadrigemina and aqueduct. Hindbrain is made up of pons, cerebellum and medulla. Brainstem is made up of midbrain and hindbrain. Thank you.